Hey, good morning, guys and gals. I hope you're enjoying this rainy Monday morning. Hopefully, everybody's healthy, wealthy, and wise on your end. Last but not least, hopefully, everybody enjoyed the weekend. It was beautiful on Sunday. Um, yeah, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to shift gears. Up until this point, we've been talking about college financials, we've been talking about car leases, we did a whole week on mortgages. Today, we're going to start moving forward with continuously compounded interest as well as compound interest. But the first thing that we have to do is, have a little bit of back mathematics. So we're going to talk about the log base E as well as the natural log. If you're saying, Mister, what's that all about? It's the backstory of how we do continuously compound interest or compound interest. So we need to have that skill. Also, I'm going to spend a lot of time teaching you how to do that through your cell phone calculators. So you probably have your cell phone either on you or watching it on your cell phone. So you definitely want to follow along with that. Let's do this thing. As always, perfect time to pause the video, grab a pencil and a piece of paper. What is E? This is the base of the natural log. If we were together in school, I'd spend a little more time going over this. It's a lot like the irrational number pi in the fact that it goes on forever. In fact, if you want to know, E is approximately 2.718 blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on and on forever and ever and ever. But it's the base of the natural log, and it's used a lot in continuously compounded interest. And if you're saying, well, old timer, why does that matter? They use that in certain types of loans and certain types of investments. Oftentimes, continuously compounded interest is used against you. Unfortunately, like the credit card companies, they'll use this because they're charging you interest, where your bank account might use a monthly compounded interest. So it makes a little difference overall. Evaluating E, though, you want to make sure, first of all, I know a lot of you have phones, and I know a lot of your phones are better than mine. You want to make sure that you actually open your phone. You can't do this from the lock screen and have it work appropriately. But once your phone's open, swipe up, hit that calculator, but then make sure you turn it sideways. Okay. If you're saying, why, old man? Because we have this E to the X button, but we want to be careful on how we type it. Since we have E to the fifth over here, we have to type our exponent first. So I'm going to type in my exponent, 5, as it almost falls. And then I'm going to hit E to the X. That means E to the power of 5 is about 148.41. Okay. Now you're going to say, old timer, you did that quick. Don't worry, I'll show you again. Oh, 148. So sorry. That's on me. Okay. Sorry about the bad 4. Our next one, E to the negative third. So hit clear, and you know that it's all clear when it says AC, all clear. Our exponent was negative 3. You're saying, how do you bring up a negative, mister? Where it says plus minus, hit that. Ooh, negative 3, sweet. And then E to that power. Oh, that gives us approximately 0.05 for E to the negative third. Okay. But that's not all. Here we have 12 E to the 7th. So once again, I'm going to hit clear. You know it's all clear when it says AC. You almost have to go in reverse. Well, the power is 7. Okay. Then we hit E to the X. So E to the 7th power is 1096. And then we'll multiply that by 12, the number out in front. When we do that, we get 13,159.60. Okay. A handful yet. I'm not going to do them all, but I'm going to get close to doing them all. So let's keep rolling. Right here, 70 times e to the negative 6th power. So 6, but it needs to be negative, sweet, e to the x, boom. Incredibly tiny decimal, don't round mid-problem. Times 70, which is out in front, boom. About 0.17 is what that would round to, okay? Last one, letter E down here, 24 e to the 5th times 7. If I were you, I would multiply your exponents first, even though we know this, 5 times 7 equals 35. Multiply them first, then hit e to the x, holy moly. Then take that and multiply it by 24. Okay, you're gonna see this preposterous looking number, 3.8 e to the 16th. Please recall this is scientific notation, so we'll round this to 2 decimal spots. 3.81 is good enough for me, times 10. Remember, this symbol here means scientific notation, so this means times 10 to the 16th power. Okay, that's a throwback jam. That's as far as we have to go with that. Okay, so that's a little rundown of E. What is natural log? Natural log is the inverse of e to the x. If you're saying, Mr. Herr, what do you mean by that? In other words, if you take, like up here, if you took the natural log of e to the 5th power, the natural log and the e would cancel, and you'd just be left with 5. I'll show you how to type that in on your calculator as well. And I know the video is getting long, so I'm going to go pretty fast. I hope that's all right. Okay, rewatch it if need be. Hey, below e to the x is natural log, and then below that is the number e. So example 2a said natural log of e. So hit e first, and then we'll hit the natural log. And notice they cancel each other out. They're inverses, so that gives me an inverse of 1. Okay. Letter B says 85e. So what I'm going to do, all clear, hit E, check, times 85, okay, 231 point blah, 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 and then take the natural log of that. So we get 5.44. Okay. A lot of these decimals, you're going to say, Mister, these are not nice decimals. They rarely work out nicely. Now, with that said, letter C, though, will work out nicely. Notice, natural log of e to the 8th. So we're sort of thinking about how to type this in. We have to press 8, then e to the x, because it's e to the 8th power. That massive number, 2,980 point blah, 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 blah. Then take the natural log of that. Boom. Notice they cancel each other out. We're back to 8. Okay. Letter D, natural log of e to the negative 21st power. So negative 21 e to the x, and then take the natural log of that. Boom, back to negative 21. Okay. Last but not least, once again, when you have powers being multiplied, I would multiply that ahead of time. So I'm going to clear all that out. Okay, 5 times 0.04. Okay, so that's 0.02 is going to be our power. So e to the x of 0.02 is 1.22, blah, 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 blah. Take the natural log of that. Hey, 0.2, exactly what we expected. Okay, and I guess I did tell a little fib because we're going to knock this one out. 8 times 0.1. Okay, so that gives us 0.8. We're going to take e to the x of that, then the natural log of that times 27. Sure enough, 21.6. Super calculator heavy section, folks, but we need this if we're going to move forward with our continuously compounded interest formulas. So rewatch it, send me messages, let me know. All right, have a good day, fam. Peace.